Did you know that making just a handful of taxable sales in Arkansas without the right paperwork could literally make you personally liable for thousands of dollars in back taxes and penalties? It's a massive risk, but honestly, it is completely avoidable. So let's dive into this explainer and build your expert roadmap to securing an Arkansas sales tax permit. This is your vital first step to legally operating and scaling your business with total peace of mind.
Now, what's really wild is this specific number right here. Arkansas actually has some of the highest combined sales tax rates in the entire country. While the state base rate is 6.5%, once you stack on county, city, and special district levies, that combined rate can peak at up to 12.625% in certain jurisdictions. With rates that high, absolute airtight compliance is completely critical to protect your hard-earned revenue.
To keep things simple and prevent you from getting overwhelmed by state tax laws, we're going to navigate this roadmap in 6 clear sections. 1. Why you need a permit. 2. Who must register in Arkansas. 3. The step-by-step application process. 4. Common mistakes to avoid. 5. Next steps and maintenance. And 6. A quick summary and important disclaimer.
Section 1. Why you need a permit. Unlocking business legitimacy.
Take a look at the official Form ST-1, bearing the Great Seal of the state of Arkansas. This document is the whole shebang. It literally grants you the legal authority from the Department of Finance and Administration to actually collect taxes from your customers. Having this permit establishes your credibility, it builds customer trust, and it proves that you are running a legitimate, state-recognized enterprise.
But we really need to talk about the pain point here. Operating without this permit exposes you to some massive financial risks. If you trigger the requirement to collect tax but you just don't register, the state can and will assess back taxes starting from the exact date your requirement began, not the date you finally decided to apply. Add in a 5% monthly late filing penalty, which caps at 35%, plus an accumulating 10% annual interest rate, and those costs skyrocket. The state can even hold business owners and corporate officers personally liable for these unpaid balances. That can sink a growing enterprise in a heartbeat.
Section 2. Who must register in Arkansas? Understanding Nexus.
Okay, the crucial takeaway here is that you must register if you trigger either physical presence or economic nexus. Physical presence is super straightforward. If you have a storefront, an office, employees, or honestly even just inventory sitting in a third-party fulfillment warehouse inside Arkansas boundaries, you have physical nexus. Economic nexus, on the flip side, targets remote sellers. Let's say you have zero physical footprint in Arkansas. If your business exceeds $100,000 in gross sales into the state, or you process 200 separate transactions into Arkansas during the current or previous calendar year, you've triggered economic nexus, and you definitely must get a permit.
Before you even sit down at your keyboard to apply, you absolutely must gather these 6 pieces of critical documentation. You're going to need your federal EIN or SSN, your legal business name, and a physical street address. And a quick heads up, Arkansas will absolutely not accept P.O. boxes for your location. No exceptions. You'll also need your industry's NAICS code, the names and social security numbers of your owners and officers, and finally, your bank routing and account numbers for tax remittance. Getting this checklist ready up front guarantees your application won't get rejected or held up.
Section 3. The step-by-step application process. Your ATAP walkthrough.
By leveraging the ATAP online portal, that stands for the Arkansas Taxpayer Access Point, you can easily condense what seems like an intimidating process into 5 totally manageable steps. It's actually incredibly straightforward. You just visit the site at atap.arkansas.gov, select Register a Business, and choose the Gross Receipts account. Then input your business identity, that physical address, and your NAICS code. Next, provide your ownership details and federal EIN. And finally, pay the application fee electronically to kick off processing. Doing this online is a real game changer compared to the slow paper mail-in route, and it typically takes about 2 weeks for the state to process.
Let's quickly run the financial math. If you're an in-state seller with a physical presence, you're looking at a one-time, non-refundable $50 registration fee. But here's the cool part for out-of-state businesses. Remote sellers with no physical footprint can actually register completely for free. And for both types of businesses, there is absolutely zero annual renewal fee. Your permit stays valid as long as your business is active and compliant.
Section 4. Common mistakes to avoid, protecting your application.
Bureaucracy can be tricky, right? The most frequent roadblock we see is using a P.O. box instead of a physical street address, which is an automatic rejection. Another huge issue is outstanding debts. If you have any prior state tax liabilities, Arkansas will literally halt your new permit issuance until you clear those up. You also have to be super careful to pick the correct entity type. Accidentally selecting an LLC instead of a corporation, for instance, can completely wreck your tax calculations down the line. And finally, for in-state sellers, don't forget the fee. Your application just will not process until that $50 is paid.
You also really need to understand Arkansas's split sourcing rule for charging tax, its origin versus destination. If you're an in-state seller, Arkansas uses origin sourcing. That means you charge the tax rate based on exactly where your store is located, regardless of where in Arkansas your customer lives. But if you're a remote seller, you fall under destination sourcing, so you have to carefully calculate the tax based on your customer's exact delivery address. And since there are hundreds of varying local rates across the state, just relying on zip codes isn't going to cut it. You really need address-level rate calculations.
Section 5. Next steps and maintenance. Staying compliant.
So you've got the permit. Great. But getting it is only half the battle. Your ongoing duties are straightforward, but they are strict. First, you must physically and visibly display your permit at your business location. You'll also be assigned a filing frequency, usually monthly, and you have to always file those returns on time. Now, this is absolutely crucial. You must file what's called a zero return even if you made $0 in sales that period. Seriously, even if you sold absolutely nothing, failing to file that zero return still triggers late penalties. Also, keep in mind that permits are non-transferable. If you change your business structure, say from a sole prop to an LLC, you have to apply for a brand new permit. And lastly, stay alert to complex local tax changes and upcoming rules, like the 2026 exemption, where groceries drop to a reduced 0.125% state rate.
Section 6. Summary and important disclaimer, your legal roadmap.
Let's recap your path to compliance. By systematically determining your physical or economic nexus, getting those 6 prerequisites in order, applying confidently via the ATAP portal, and maintaining your standing by filing timely returns, you are heavily empowering your business. You're guaranteeing you can operate securely and profitably in Arkansas without the looming threat of audits and penalties.
And as always, just a quick educational disclaimer. While this explainer provides a comprehensive framework based on the state's guidelines, it shouldn't be construed as formal, legal, or tax advice. We highly recommend you consult directly with a licensed tax professional or legal advisor to address the unique financial nuances and specific local municipality rules tailored to your exact business situation.
So, armed with the requirements, the step-by-step process, and a clear understanding of the pitfalls to avoid, what's stopping you from heading over to the ATAP portal today and unlocking your business's full potential in the Arkansas market? Get registered, get compliant, and get back to growing your business.